Hi guys, and welcome back to Little Bit of This and That. Today we are beginning our. So today we are starting a new series on. Well, it's not. It's going to be part of our creating our thumbnail series, but it's starting a new thumbnail. So we have just finished our Slime Ranch thumbnail. It looked gorgeous, just like the Stardew Valley thumbnail did.
The pen's not
So
working.
today we are going to work on the Beneath a Still Sky and Beyond a Still Sky thumbnail. And the reason why we're going to do both games is because Beneath a Still Sky was obviously the original game, and Beyond a Still Sky is the new sequel. So I thought it would be nice to sort of incorporate both games together. Now, if you've seen the premiere of Beyond the Still Sky and the I don't actually know when this will be up, but it'll probably be part 2 as well. We've only actually touched the surface of Beyond the Still Sky, and I don't actually know what's going to happen because I've never played the game before. So it's complete blind playthrough. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously, this thumbnail is going to be based upon what we do know. So we do know that Joey is a robot. We do know that Foster is the last, or was the last born child in Union City before he got taken to the Gap by his mother. We do know that a rogue AI took over, tried to eliminate all of the human race. Those are the things we do know. So we're going to really base our the thumbnail around the knowledge that we do know. So Trinity knows a little bit more because she's been researching this to make sure that she has the, I suppose, good knowledge about drawing pictures on the subject. So Trinity, where do you want to start?
Okay. You have to keep the pen tablet on. What was your question?
What do you mean? Of course you have to keep the pen tablet on. How else are you going to draw?
No, I'm talking about the app. Talking about the app. It won't let me draw without the app open.
It seems to be very glitchy.
What?
Or is that just you've done that on purpose?
What are you talking about?
It doesn't flow like normal. Normally it looks like you're actually drawing. That just looked like it appeared.
Because it did. That I'm not using the drawing. This is the pen.
Oh, okay.
I was making a crack down the middle.
Oh, okay. The question was, what is your idea?
Well, there's going to be a crack down the middle. One's beneath, and then one's going to be above. Everyone look at my awesome handwriting. It's beneath and beyond, isn't it?
Yeah, Beneath Still Sky and Beyond Still Sky, but
I've never drawn my beyond like that, my B's like that. So if anyone's watching this wondering why my B is like that, I don't know.
but you do know that they're both the same game, except that obviously one's before Link and one's after Link. That's what it means by Beneath and Beyond.
So which one has the link? Which one has the giant eyeball and which one doesn't?
The giant eyeball is Beneath.
So
that's Link.
I'm gonna do an eyeball in this side.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna do like sort of characters.
Yes, we're gonna focus on this side this episode.
The what, Beneath?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we've got more knowledge on that when we've completed that game.
So what can you tell me about Beneath?
It starts with it was actually quite an intense start. Actually, it starts with Foster's tribe in the Gap, letting you know, like obviously telling you about well, basically who they are and that the tribe leader has like a premonition where they're sat by the fire saying that demons are coming and that Foster's life's in danger. He's only ever been known as Foster, or he's only ever known himself as Foster. And then a few minutes later, the guards from Union City come to get him, and they were looking for him. So he ran and hid. They destroyed his friend Joey, who's a robot who he built from a young age. So he managed to grab Joey's circuit board, but he was caught and was taken back to Union City. Where he explains that the last time he was on a helicopter, his mum had taken a helicopter from Union City to the Gap, and when it crashed, she had passed away, but he was the only survivor. When the tribe found him, they took him in as their own, but he didn't tell them his name. They called him Foster. Anyway, so the idea, you go back, obviously you're in the city, you want to find out why the guards wanted you, why you were wanted, and you want to find Joey a new body as well, because he's only a circuit board at the moment. You find out basically that the whole of Union City has been taken over by an AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. That was created by a scientist who we later find out was his dad. When he manages to work out Link's plan, the only way to stop Link is for Joey to so basically you go to the heart of Link where he is, and it ends up being his dad who is integrated with Link, and he can't control it. So but Link is surviving through his father, so he rejects his father with the idea that Foster is going to take his father's place because he needs someone of the same blood. Link needs someone of the same blood to sort of sit in the chair. And you get different options. We did the ending on our playthrough where we told Joey to sit in the chair, which was the correct option. At this point, we'd got him a sort of like humanoid body. And Joey managed to lock Link away. Link wasn't able to do anything. He was basically put in a prison in this sort of, I suppose, internet world, and Joey was able to make Union City better. And right at the end, Foster says bye to Joey because he wants to go back to the Gap to see if he can find any more of his tribe, because they were blown up before they left on the helicopter. So he wants to see if anyone survived, and obviously to help the people in the Gap as well, because Union City has everything and they have nothing. So he wants to go back and teach them the things that he's learned, because he's a really good mechanic. He's really good at computers. Obviously he built Joey. So that's really the sort of storyline. And for those who
Link is definitely the eyeball though, right?
Yeah, so Link is the eyeball. So basically there is you in the actual game, you have to go and get what they call a Shriveman port, and the reason why you need one of these is so that you can access Link in his little technology realm.
Yeah.
And in the when you're in this realm, there is an eyeball that watches you and follows you, and that is Link. He's watching you and following you, what you're doing, while you're in his realm. And you do funny things like to get through certain doors he won't let you through. You have to blind him by poking him in his eye.
It's a bit harsh.
So yeah, so it's quite, it's funny. It sounds really, really serious, but the Revolution Software Limited, who created the game, they were really good with the humour. Some of it's really dark, and I mean, I don't always get dark humour, so sometimes I will sit there going, I feel that was a joke, but I sort of don't understand it. But it is funny. Jokes. No, not really. But it is really funny, like the things that Joey says and the double entendres that are in it. See, it isn't really a game probably for under 13s, I would say. because there is sexual references. There's no nudity, but obviously there is a lot of blood as well, a lot of blood and shooting and and even though it's pixelated blood and obviously it's not real, it's still. I know I wouldn't be happy letting letting your sister play it until she's a bit older, just due to that fact. But and also as well the humour in it. You wouldn't get it until you were of an age where your innocence is not getting lost, but it's more you're starting to wake up to the world around you. You're starting to learn new things that you didn't know when you were young. Things like sex education and stuff like that. That opens your eyes to a whole new world. So you start to get all the the double entendres and the dark humour and everything else, and it just makes me laugh. And I do think it's really, really funny, and they did it really, really well. And the new game, I mean, I know we've only got to the beginning, and we've not really even. I don't even think we are. I mean, we're 3 hours into the game now. I think we've got loads and loads of time left. I think this one's going to be more than 9 episodes. But that's had me laughing from just 3 hours I've already put into it. It's had me laughing from that whole 3 hours. The humour is still there. They are such a funny development team, and I would love to be a fly on the wall in when they're developing these games and like putting the humour in there. I'd love to find out sort of what well really what sort of thought processes they have into what the behind the humour and things like that. Does that help? There's an eyeball.
Link. Which I found out isn't spelled as in L-I-N-K, it's spelled L-I-N-C.
Yeah, cause I don't actually. It stands for something. I don't know what it stands for.
That's not what I wanted.
I think if it wasn't pixelated, that would actually be what Link's eyeball looked like.
I'm trying to do it and it's without pixelation. I've got a thing right next to me. That's much better. Right, it goes from the side all the way in and then stretches out again. Right, that was lag, sorry about that. And then you had one down here and you had another one down here. As you can tell, I'm serious about these things.
I would love to sort of have what was her name? I want to say Amanda. I don't think it was Amanda. There was a girl that Foster met, and she was really nice to him. And she gave him the means to not destroy Link, but to sort of hide from him within his realm. And Link found out she was murdered by Link.
What do you want me to do? Draw a gravestone with Rebecca on the front of it?
No, I don't. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if you could do a face.
I can barely draw an eyeball. Look how bad this is going. You expect me to draw a face?
You have such high expectations of yourself, Trin. I think that's really good. Well, apart from what is that?
It's meant to be an eyeball. What do you mean? What is it?
No, I mean like what is the brown stuff? Are you trying to do highlighting?
Why is it going that bad?
Are you trying to highlight the eye, sort of thing?
Yes.
No, carry on. See where you get to, and see how it looks at the end. Because we can always change things.
I can always change things. Right, it gets darker around the side. The first layer. The second. What's the last couple of layers? I got really light.
So, guys, I wanted to just talk about these episodes. Trinity is now back at college. Obviously, the schools in Britain have now gone back. So it's going to be a bit more difficult for us to do these videos because, as you know, we record them and then we spit them out to you. And it's obviously finding the time for me and Trinity to sit down together and obviously do this. She is studying very hard, as you know from if you've watched the previous series, doing animal care and things like that. So the homework with it is quite extensive. So it means that we can't do that. We probably won't be able to record after college and things like that.
We can record
Um,
after college.
well, you've got to focus on your college work first.
I mean, it's stopping us.
So you might find that you may have to wait a little bit longer for these episodes, or they will be part of a double upload day or something. As I'm trying to, as I said in, which episode was it? In one of my episodes, which will probably have aired by the time you've seen this, there is quite a lot on the channel, and I don't really want to be putting more on you. So yeah, you'll be finding that a few days of the week, and at the weekend, you'll be getting double uploads anyway of different games. And obviously, the idea is for you to choose what you want to watch, so that you've got different people like different games. So, I mean, at the moment, I did notice the other day, the whole idea of this whole thing that we're doing is that you get a little bit of everything. I'm playing a lot of indie games. Seems like they seem to have that all in common, or they're a sandbox game, or I don't seem to have a variety. So I'm going to look for some more. Obviously, you get like a first-person shooter from Trinity Slime Rancher.
That
Um,
isn't a first-person shooter.
it is. You're in the first person, and you shoot quick slimes. It can be classed as a first-person shooter.
First-person shooter is the game I want to play, but I don't think we've got permission yet.
What's that?
Gunfire Reborn? Do you even know what that game is?
No.
Sorry. Hydration time, everyone. If you didn't tell, that is a thing we do now. Hydration time. Everyone give it up for hydration time.
Oh yeah, I know she'd been doing that on your slime ranchers. That made me laugh.
Why? Why?
I don't know, because that's the type of thing that Avak does on his streams and stuff. He has like tea breaks. You can go and get a drink and things like that, and we'll have a walk around.
From what I can tell, this is like all very metal.
What's very metal?
The
You mean
game.
Union City?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all sort of made out of metal and pipes and things like that. When Joey took over, he made it a bit more. He put plants in, made it so that deliveries could, it wasn't, you weren't not allowed in Union City. Anyone could come in. Um, and from what I get from the storyline so far, as I said, I've not played it all the way, but from what I get from the story so far, he allowed people from the Gap to come in on like day passes and stuff. A bit like you do, like if you want to live in a different country, and you have to like get a visa for a while before you're classed as a resident of that country. And I think that's sort of the sort of thing that they're looking. They're. It sounds like that's what they're going for. If it makes sense. So Joey made it a bit nicer, a bit more picturesque, whereas when Link was in charge, it was all metal piping and a bit like a factory. That's what it looked like to me.
We just these things run out. Give us things that run out of things to talk about.
What do you mean?
Normally, when put us in front of a camera and we can, well, not put us in front. When we really want to be, we can be the funniest people in the world. But then put us in front of a camera and it's like that never existed.
We have fun on this. I think it's just that we're just like we're describing the game to you so that you sort of know what you're doing.
It's a game. How hard can it be to get a picture that looks like it?
Do you know what? Actually, that's something that I was actually quite surprised that how hard it was, the game. And now I've done really well. I was really pleased with myself. So on Beneath a Steel Sky, I think I covered it quite well. But a lot of the time I had to use like not a walkthrough, but I had to like ask for help and look for people who had finished the game to I think the word is ascertain, so find out basically what I had to do next. Because I didn't think there was many clues as to what you had to do. Whereas in Beyond a Steel Sky, the they've given you more clues. So it's in the clues that you get are in like talking to people, making sure you talk to everyone. You'll get those clues. Um, and I found that it's a lot easier in sort of knowing what I'm doing next, even though it's still challenging. I'm not saying that it's not challenging, it is challenging. Um, but I'm very, very proud of myself that I've not yet had to use a walkthrough. Oh no, that's a lie. I think I've had to use a walkthrough once, but the rest of it I've done on my own, and I've sort of figured it out on my own.
That's
So
surprising.
huh?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I said that's surprising.
Yes, I know it is. I was quite surprised.
Why can't I get a straight line? No, I don't want. I want a straight line, and you're not giving me a straight line. It's not a straight line. That's a straight line.
Look straight to me.
Yeah, now it is.
Oh, oh, I got an eyelash in my eye. Oh, that broke my heart the other night when your sister came in and was like crying because she had an eyelash in her eye.
She was being pedantic.
I know she wasn't. If you're going to use big words, at least use them in the correct terminology. Being pedantic, I think, means being flippant or like being like, yeah, sort of like brushing something off. I can't actually. I don't know. I don't really know how to sort of put that into a word, but she definitely wasn't being pedantic. She probably was being a bit of a drama queen, but it did break my heart. I was like, oh, poor baby. Because getting eyelashes in your eye really hurts sometimes if you don't get them out properly.
My teacher told me it was meant to do with like over exaggerating and stuff like that. That's what my teacher told me in English. But I've just searched it up. Pedantic is an insulting word used to describe someone who annoys others by correcting small errors, caring too much about minor details, or emphasizing their own expertise, especially in some narrow or boring subject matter. I
Yeah,
was
so your
told it
dad.
was being annoying. Not annoying. I was told it was being a drama queen about things. That's what my English teacher told me, who apparently had to come in because half of my class was failing English. He told me that's what it meant. So maybe he has to go back to English.
Yeah, it's a bit worrying if your teacher doesn't really know the meaning of words. Um, when he's teaching the subject of where the words come from. So yeah, your dad's quite pedantic all the time.
Wow.
He is, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. Sometimes you see, it says it's an insulting term, but it's not really because actually sometimes people like that they're not doing it to be insulting to you. They're doing it because you sound stupid, so they're trying to make you better. Your dad does it in a insulting way sometimes, but he also does it in a loving way.
Do you know what annoys me?
What?
When you say something and then someone tells you where to what to do or where to get that one thing like you didn't know. Thanks, Jerry. I needed to know where to go buy donuts. I'm
Who's Jerry?
hungry. What?
Who's Jerry?
That was just an example. Do you know when people say like I don't know when you say I'm thirsty and they'll go, "Oh, there's a cafe down the road," or "Oh, there's a water fountain down there, right?" Like, nah, Jerry, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. 'Cause boom, am I right? I must be so stupid that you had to tell me where I already knew where something was.
Yeah, but they don't know that. Do you think maybe they're telling you because they're trying to be kind? You've just said to them your thirsty. They're trying to give you an option of where to go and quench your thirst.
No, Jerry, I don't want your help.
So what are you doing now?
Bars.
Buzz.
Oh,
Oh, are you doing like the top layer, like the industrial layer?
I don't know, am I? I don't.
So
You told me
sometimes
to
I
search
forget.
the game. You didn't tell me to know things.
Okay, so Union City is made up of, well, what we saw, uh, three layers. So the top layer is the industrial layer where you've got like the bars, the metal walkways, the lambs factory that builds all the pipes and stuff. Lamb is a character in the game.
I'm guessing she's a sheep lover.
No, not well. He does wear a big fur coat, which yeah, you do get a question about that, and I really struggled with the answer because I really wanted to be sarcastic to him, but I didn't. So yeah, so his name is Gilbert Lamb, basically. That is his surname. Um,
Gilbert.
so yeah, so he runs the factory, and then you go down a level, and you're in the home complex, which has the everybody's houses, which is not as metal. Looks more like stone.
Hmm.
It's got a bit more greenery in it. And this section is for, because Link put everybody in Link status. So basically, everyone on this section who could get down to this section, I think, was up to Link level status 3.
Hmm.
And you sort of like had, oh no, it was Link status 5 because Lamb was Link status 5. So you had like their homes, and you had an insurance company, and you had a travel company, um, and you also had a doctor on the same sort of level. And then when you went down again, you had all the high society people, so people who were Link status 5 and above,
Hmm.
and these were the people who were rich. These were the more well-off people, and their scenery was again more like bricks and stone. You had a cathedral, you had water, there was ponds everywhere, there was grass. You had a club that that only like you could only get permission to enter if somebody what sort of like made I can't think of the word, sort of like introduced you to the club. So you had to have a member from the club had to introduce you to the club for you to become a member.
Hmm.
So yeah, very high society. Um, but yeah, and that's another thing I liked about Beneath Still Sky as well, because obviously talking about those layers, they really thought about that, because each time you went down a level, you got a different set of music, which I thought was really good. You could see how they'd thought about up on the factory level, you had a really hard sort of tune um, that really fitted that level, and then you going down, you had a more softer tune because it was like homes and houses and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and I just think that's really good. I think I like it when a game does that, when it's that attention to detail.
Hmm.
So, and it's quite ironic that we're talking about like saying about your dad being pedantic and stuff, because it is a lot of the storyline is based on Foster's father issues, and then he obviously meets his dad and they sort that out.